Quick Crypto back at it again with another live stream for you all. Right now we are looking in a very interesting position once again. Obviously yesterday we saw massive crashes and drops in the price of Casper all across the board, frankly. Yesterday we saw Casper retract 25% all in all. Obviously finishing on the daily up here around 15.5 cents, down roughly 8 to 9%. But we can see right now Casper is seemingly making a comeback of sorts. Casper is now valued at 16.69 cents, up 8.15% on the daily time frame. And we're going to get into why in this live stream. Everything, going on with recent Casper updates. We've got KRC20 news, which, truth be told, is good, but it's not the news that I personally wanted to see. I wanted to see this happening a lot sooner. It's coming here from Casper the Ghost here, who puts a little bit of an update out for us. We can see, greetings KRC20 community. We appreciate your patience and continued support as we wait for the KRC20 relaunch. Casplex, along with the help of the core developers, have been diligently working to address previous issues and integrate new optimizations and new features to enhance the experience. Due to the extended time period required for Casplex to release testnet 10, the anticipated launch date for KRC20 now seems to be late August to September. So, obviously, for me, I'm in two minds about this because I'm like, okay, well, unfortunately, the KRC20 relaunch there's still a chance that it could happen this month, which would be, exciting still to see, because most likely, if it does well, again, which it has the chance to do, we can have a lot of momentum generated for Casper that way. But at the same time, it may not also be till September. So that's not, in my mind, I'm thinking it's a bit, it's not the best. It's not the best for me. I would love it to happen earlier, but I'm not, again, too worried about it, because the way I see it as well, it just shows me that the developers and the Casplex team are, like you said, they're working diligently. They're working really hard to make sure this next relaunch is as good as it possibly can be. I won't say perfect, because, nothing is perfect, but as close to perfect as it could possibly be, right? And they're doing a really good job of this, seemingly. So we've got to have to wait. That's going to be 3 weeks probably from now, maybe 4, but at the same time, good to know that we have an update at least, because for the most part we've just been kept in the dark, just saying it's coming, but now we know when it's going to be happening. We have a rough estimate of when it's going to happen. Welcome Leroy and Johnny Taco Outdoors. I'm glad I bought the dip, 70k Casper now. Congratulations, my friend. Yeah, I mean, if you bought the dip anywhere, anywhere buying it right now, I think perfect opportunity for Casper. But again, if you bought anywhere in this dip, especially yesterday, currently up, it's a very good bet. I do still personally believe there's a possibility we can see more corrections and more potential downside price movement in the imminent short term. Right now, the market seems to be where is it? Right now, Japanese stock market is up 11%. We also had this little bit of a funny meme, as I see it. We have Jim Cramer, who said a lot of damage done by the sell-off, can't expect a quick bounce back. The funny part about that is, for those who are aware and who've been in the space long enough, they know every single time Jim Cramer makes a statement, the opposite always happens. So it's not as black and white as that, but it's quite consistent, truth be told. So with that in mind, there's honestly a potential that with him making this announcement, we could be like, oh yeah, now the market might reverse. But there's still a lot of, we've got a very busy week ahead of us from the looks of things. The longer it takes, the better it will go. Exactly, Leroy, you're exactly right. The longer it takes for KRC20 to do its relaunch, the better most likely the outcome will be. And let's say that the outcome of this relaunch is ideal, it's running smoothly. The next step from then is to fully launch it, and then from then is to incorporate the 10 blocks per second, and then in the future smart contracts as well, and then it'll allow Casper to completely obliterate the likes of the Ethereum network, the Solana network, and the Tron network, and every other blockchain tech network, for it being more secure, more decentralized, and faster. It's not the end of the world. Ultimately, this taken so long. It's all good, damn straight. Just keep stacking. As long as you keep stacking, I believe you'll be all good. Keep buying the dips where you can. Keep analyzing the market. And we're going to get into some market sentiments in this live stream as well. At least they're not rushing it. Exactly. Yep. bag that like button damn straight. I mean, if anyone's enjoying the streams, I'm making these dailies right now, and I'm personally enjoying interacting with you all. So if you enjoy the streams and the live streams, please feel free to give the live streams a like, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And also, as a little quick, shameless plug as well, a lot of the information I'm going to show, well, not a lot, but some of the information I'm going to show in this live stream has actually come from devoted members that in my community, my free Discord server that I just created. It's been up for a week and we're almost at 100 members. It's growing very, very quickly, and we have a lot of good sources of information coming in from people who are doing their research. So if you want to have access, if you want to, build your knowledge and help learn to be a part of the big wealth transfer, then I highly encourage you to just click the link in the comment section right now or in the description below as a link to my Discord server, free to join, and build your knowledge and be a part of this massive wealth transfer that's happening right now. Danny Cha, I got about 400k Casper now. Damn, you are, you're living life. Wow, a better way of saying you are living life. You are more than comfortable. Just keep on stacking, my friend. I'm at 100k, and then once I'm there, 200k. I mean, it sounds like you're doing amazing. Future Casper millionaires, exactly. Everyone in this chat right now, I'm hoping is going to be a future Casper multi-millionaire. Spunky, welcome. I'm happy with my 200k Saturday and Tangent, and about 20k in minting KRC20 coins. I mean, if you've got a good, as long as you have your own strategy you're happy with, by all means keep it up. But I think there's no harm in holding Casper, and I think personally the more the better. Can Casper hit $2 this bull run? From Barker, apologies. I think there is a very decent possibility. For me, $3 Casper is my conservative prediction, and that is based on numerous factors. If you were to follow and understand the Casper power law, it would state that the average price for Casper will be about, I think it's $1.70, and the top end will be $3. And the power law is based on factors like price over time and the emission schedule. So as Casper keeps getting mined, the price will keep going up, like Bitcoin's been doing effectively. Time, Bitcoin keeps going up. Casper the same thing. But what the power law does not take into account is the fact of institutional adoption that's happening in this bull market, for example, which is going to be massive. And other elements regarding the current shift happening with the financial sector, where now blockchain is becoming an integral part of the monetary system. So I think based on those factors alone, and also tier 1 exchange listings, which we are still waiting. For those who watched my live stream and my video yesterday, which again, shameless plug, but go check them out. I mentioned yesterday that Binance just released the Casper mining pool, which is very, very big news, because effectively they're trying to build up their own liquidity of Casper. And with that in mind, where they already have futures, Casper futures on Binance, and now they're doing a mining pool which has 0 fees, so you have no reason not to mine on Binance effectively. They're building up the liquidity so they eventually can make a Casper spot listing. So Binance at some point in this bull cycle, I'm convinced, will list Casper, and that will cause so many parabolic price movements for Casper. I think we could see $3 to $5 my conservative prediction. I think if we get all the top tier exchange listings plus smart contracts potentially as well, and 10 BPS incorporated in all of that, I think we could potentially see a $10 Casper this bull market as well. But I'm going to take up portions of my bags at my top profits and whatnot, take a little bit out, and then just recycle them back in. I got 150k Casper, and it's a lot for me. I mean, you can never have too much Casper, as I say. You can never have too much. I have 100k. You always feel like you. Yeah, exactly. Jojo to fire. Like, you can never have enough Casper. You always want to buy more. And yesterday, when this dip happened, when the market was crashing, again, me and my community were talking about the potential implications of what's going to happen, reading up on market sentiments and whatnot. And a lot of us managed to buy at these bottoms down here. Some of us even managed to get down here at the very, very bottoms. So, we all did very, very well for ourselves. So it's great to see. And we're going to keep buying the dip where we can, keep, building our knowledge, because, knowledge is power. It pays to be knowledgeable, right? KRC20, stable coins, and eventually smart contracts, I think will cause more swings on the power law. Exactly right. That was precisely my point. The power law is a very good indication of, that the kind of the general momentum, the general position of where the price will end up. But there are factors it doesn't take into account all the factors. So the factors regarding the KRC20 launch, the stable coins that will jump onto the KRC20, the 10 blocks per second, which will increase adoption and speed of Casper, the smart contracts, the tier 1 exchange listings, all these other catalysts will give a lot more positive price movement to Casper. That will probably make it bounce and shoot straight out of the power law and surge much higher than the top end of $3, potentially high to 5 or 10. That's how I personally view it, at least right now. But yeah, one of the market sentiments that I want to talk about in this video, it comes from this video here from Keto News. I got informed about this again in my community from my boy Cody. Shout out to him. Effectively, they discussed in this interview yesterday about the market sell-off that happened yesterday with the massive crash, and it's being driven by the worst ISM survey results that were published on Friday since 2008, the financial crash, the worst ISM results ever. And this therefore means that we are at the absolute bottom of the business cycle. If, everything's collapsing, everything's breaking right now, which is also evident because we can see here, Dell, a tech giant Dell, is going to be sacking 12,500 of their employees starting tomorrow. So all these businesses right now are just cutting and cutting and cutting. We're in a very dire situation, potentially, not trying to spread FUD, but potentially leading on to a recession. But this is just, showcasing that right now the bottom is coming. Potentially we saw the bottom yesterday, potentially, but I think lower lows are coming. Maybe not, we may not go down this far, but I think, we may see some consolidation around this sort of region here for a little bit of time. But again, this is also a sign of, when they're lows, they're also highs. So at the point it's currently at, we are going to see higher highs. The bull market's still in. The institutions are very much still invested and want crypto. So it's not a means for concern. It's not time to panic, at least not yet. Do we see this as a market bouncing back, or can we see another drop in the near future? I mean, yeah, effectively, as I just said, yeah, I think that right now the market has bounced back from the heavy crash yesterday. Traders right now are giving a 60% chance of an emergency rate cut this week, according to Bloomberg. And that is both good and bad. It's good because it also means that we're going to start, effectively recovering from this massive dilemma that's happening here. But as I've showed again in my previous streams and videos, it is, as history has proven, every time there are rate cuts, the market drops in value. So it means that regardless, either we are going to have no rate cuts this week, because there's a 40% chance apparently, which means the market's still going to be screwed and will go down further and further until the rate cuts are issued, or we'll have rate cuts, we'll see some stagnant probably, because maybe a little bit of an increase, then it'll come back down, and then eventually when the market's actually recovered after the rate cuts, we'll start seeing it go back up again. At least that's currently where my view is at, but we'll have to find out this week when the emergency meeting is taking place, because that's everyone right now is calling for it because of how massive this crash was yesterday. It caused a lot of concern, a lot of money. I think of $3.6 trillion in both stock and crypto was wiped out at this crash, which is absolutely nuts. 3.6 over 3.6 trillion actually, absolutely insane. Does the power law prevent us going past $3 a bull run? As I said, I think the power law is an indicator, which is it analyzes the from a proof of work from the emission schedules, right? The emission schedule. So it basically analyzes the price over time as time goes on, based on the constant reductions to the mining and whatnot. The value of capital will keep going up, and based on the catalyst, the top end it believes it to be is $3. But saying that, the only two projects that follow this power law is Bitcoin and Casper. But because of all the things that go on with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin has always, with the power law, Bitcoin has a lot of unexpected, explosive price surges that actually pushes it to go above the power law. Like if the band is, let's say here, if the band's like here, you see a lot of time the Bitcoin will be in between the higher and lower end, and then there are times in the past where we've seen massive surges. Let me show you a quick example. Go on the week and also go to that. So we can see, so we have times here, we see this massive wick near the very beginning. That was, let me zoom in a little bit. the massive wick here. So Bitcoin does follow the power law, but there are times where it can just burst above it, but then it will correct back into the power law again. So right now, Casper is following this power law a lot more religiously than Bitcoin is, which is a good sign. It's a very, very good sign. But at the same time, due to all the massive institutional adoption and all the other external catalysts that the power law does not take into account, I think that I don't think the power law will prevent Casper going above $3. I think there's a possibility, again, depending on the developments and when they release, that we could see Casper break above $3 and potentially push to 5, maybe even 10. That's currently where my head's at, but I will be taking profit at the top where I see it fit, probably a bit of, just take a small bag out, maybe at $1, $1.50, $2, $3, and if it keeps going from then, again, just keep taking keep taking profits. But again, Casper's a long-term hold for me, so I don't think it's ever going to be a time in the future where I don't own any Casper. I am Steveni. Welcome. Don't forget the Bitcoin maxi are converting. Damn right. As I've showcased as well, I'm going to quickly, because this is something that I honestly, I love this. I love this so much. I'm going to keep showing it because it's just it's bigger than people tend to realize. Bitcoin maxis are converting. This guy here, Lucky, is a Bitcoin maxi since 2015, 2.2 million followers, and he is now being bullish on Casper. This is a very, very big deal. Bitcoin maxis are converting, and that is a very good sign for the future growth of this project, as they're now deciding to put their money in, a project that has better ROI than Bitcoin. Say what you will, Bitcoin is the godfather, but Casper has better ROI than Bitcoin at this current stage. At this current stage, it does. If you invest into Bitcoin right now and into Casper right now, Bitcoin, best case scenario, let's say 250k, 5x, just under 5x. Casper, worst case scenario, $1 or $2 worst case scenario, 10x. And if you even look at the Casper Bitcoin chart, the Casper compared to Bitcoin over the whole period of time, Casper is outperforming Bitcoin. So, and I think this bull run, we're going to see a much, much higher surge in Casper. I think right now we're going to see a lot more of this start going up gradually. We'll have some dips, of course. I think the bull run starts, Casper gets the Binance listing. We'll see it go much, much higher and massively outperform that of Bitcoin. That's currently where my head's at. So I think a lot of the Bitcoin maxis, understandably, are looking at Casper, understanding its technology, what they're building, and being like, yeah, this project is doing a lot of good stuff right now, a lot of great protocols, a lot of great development. And if you want to make more money in a project that is as safe and quote as good as Bitcoin, then let's go into Casper. Hash rate is going parabolic with Bitcoin miners converting. Bitcoin Max is learning more about Casper and jumping in. Bitcoin is not scaling. Exactly. I mean, think about it as well. Marathon Digital Holdings, the mining company, the institution that has shareholders of the likes of BlackRock, Vanguard, Jane Street. So Wall Street are shareholders of Digital Marathon, right? Of Marathon Digital Holdings, and they only ever mined Bitcoin, but now they're mining Casper. That in itself is showcasing that there's now institutional demand and a need and want for Casper, right? And that is a very, very positive sign as well. The Bitcoin maxis will all be looking at Casper and buying Casper, even if they don't say it. I mean, exactly. I'm honest. I'll be honest. I would not be surprised if the likes of Da Vinci Jeremy and Fred Krueger, the guys who religiously FUD this project, I would not be surprised if they are actually buying Casper. I would not be surprised at all. I would not be surprised at all, because FUD tends to also breed some price volatility, which is probably why they do it. And they've been in the space for so long. I would like to believe that they aren't that blinded by their own narcissism. Like, they're just blinded by the fact that they think Bitcoin's the best. Like, they must have other investments, right? So I think they must have some Casper as well. Bitcoin needs to centralize in order to scale and allow people to self-custody and transact. Even onboarding the world onto Bitcoin will take 50 years to do 5 to 7 transactions per second. I mean, technically that's what's happening right now if you think about it. With the introduction of ETFs, institutions are now getting access to Bitcoin, and with this massive crash that happened yesterday, institutions didn't sell. BlackRock, MicroStrategy, 21 shares, like that, like all of these big institutions, they didn't sell their Bitcoin. Fidelity, they didn't sell their Bitcoin. If anything, they bought more. So right now, this for me, as I mentioned in my videos again yesterday, I think this was the start of a bear trap. And I think we could potentially could see more lows incoming, but I think it's the start of a bear trap before we eventually get the massive, top off. But again, institutions want access to crypto. So, in due time, Bitcoin might end up becoming more and more centralized, and it will scale because of that, but it means, losing that decentralized factor of it. Why did Casper stop trading on Trade.org? I have not seen that news. I don't know. If anyone does know, please feel free to let me know. I don't hold any of Casper with a C. Unless you misspelt it, which in that case then, again, equally, I have not seen that. But if it is the case, then my assumption is because of the market crash right now, a lot of the exchanges have collapsed. A lot of the exchanges have had to halt their trading because of the massive collapse happened yesterday. So that could be a reason why it's stopped, but it most likely will just be temporary. Can we have a much higher price of Casper than hash rate? If we have a look at the hash rate here, there are times where the price has outperformed, in a sense, to the correlating the hash rate. Right now, the hash rate is going much, much higher. In fact, the hash rate is currently topping out at 756.76. We are very, very close to an exahash, 1,000 petahash per second, which is massive, massive news. We could get that, but now Binance mining Casper, having mining pools, we could have this before the end of this month, maybe next month. So this is also massive, and conveniently, as KRC20 is again going to be released, which is also cool. But yes, I think the hash rate will continue to rise, and I think when the bull market properly starts and we'll see a lot of price volatility and a lot of price movement to the upside, that's when we'll see the price probably outperform the hash rate. The hash rate is just a sign of the growth of the project, and the higher the hash rate is, especially if you see this crossover right now. If we didn't have the current real world factors with political influence and it's just political influence in the market right now, the Fed cutting rates and all that stuff, that what's happening in the world is the reason why crypto is crashing. People like to think, oh yeah, Casper can't be the best because Casper's going down, but because it's following the system. But yeah, every single market is following the system. Casper's unique, but again, it's another asset. There are certain rules that Casper has to abide by. If there's not enough money in the market, Casper, like any other crypto project, is going to increase in price. So to answer your question, I think yes, there is a period of time where we can have a higher price for Casper than the hash rate. When KRC20 launches, Bitcoin miners will make 20 times mining Casper over Bitcoin. Today they'll make 12 times. Exactly. And then think about when the rusty Casper comes out, properly comes. Already right now, the migration, this is how many people actually are mining on Rust. It's already at 97, but when it goes to 10 BPS, meaning it's faster, this will go to 100% as well, because they won't be backwards compatible by that point because of the hard fork. And that will make it, even much better for people. There'll be more incentive to mine Casper and to use Casper as opposed to anything else. Quick crypto, I'm not homeless anymore. My man David, I'm very happy for you. I told you, you'd be fine. You'd be fine. You buy the dip yesterday, and look, you're already up 7-8%, if not more than that, depending on when you bought. You're comfortable. Shame, I was looking forward to you living with me as well, man. When you look at the bonk charts, you can see what happened each time I got a tier 1 listing. Yeah, every single time there has been a tier 1 listing, it's like the bonk chart showcase, but tier 1s, it's the same thing happened with any listing, right? The big price surge that happened previously from Casper going to 5 to 10 was an exchange listing. I believe it was Mexi or KuCoin. I might be mistaken in that. Or actually, it might be the Binance rumors of futures as well. I'll be honest, it's been a while, so I can't remember what actually caused this price surge. But it was the fact that there was a listing, there was an exchange involved, which ended up causing this price surge, to my knowledge. And again, with exchanges, when they're listing a project like Casper, being a fair launch, proof of work, no pre-allocations, they have to build up their liquidity in order to list the project. They can't, because Jonathan Sobolewski and Michael Sun, the dev, can't just say, oh yeah, here's X amount of money, here's millions, whatever, just buy up our Casper, put it on your exchange. They're not gonna, they can't do that, but they're also not going to do that. That defeats the point of decentralization and what they're building. So if these exchanges want to list Casper, they have to build up their own liquidity through their own means, whether it's just buying it up in bulk, like some exchanges have done, or by creating future contracts and mining pools to build it up that way as well. My question is that in 2030, minimum price for Casper. 2030 is a long way away, Mohammed, my friend. 2030, that being, 6 years from now, that will be just after the next bull cycle, so 2 bull cycles away. Well, there is so much to come from then, and then again, so we've got to think of the factors, right? By that point, most definitely we'll have 10 blocks per second. I like to believe at that point also most definitely we'll have smart contracts. We'll have I believe we'll have all the top tier exchanges listing Casper. We'll have a lot of institutional adoption. Institutional adoption is the wild card as well, keep in mind, because this has never happened before with crypto, not to this extent. So we actually don't know how big this surge is going to be. Like it's going to be, in my opinion, very, very. It's such a massive wild card. No one knows truly how massive it's going to be, and this might affect how the next bear cycle and bull cycle acts as well. Especially now that the whole financial systems are switching from their Web 2 to Web 3 to incorporate blockchain. So, and by that point as well, Casper would have so many developments that there's nothing to say that these large trade fires and these large banks are now utilizing Casper's blockchain as their medium of exchange, their bridging exchange, because it's more decentralized than any other blockchain. It's faster and cheaper than any other blockchain. And yes, also by that point in 6 years' time, there's a chance. Now this one is purely speculative because we actually have no update on it because they're still building it and it's in early stages from the sound of things. But it's Dagonite. You've got Dagonite as well, and that'll be a big thing. So considering Dagonite, stablecoin, smart contracts, 10 blocks per second, which by that point it might even be 32, it might be higher in block per second. We got so much happening that it's hard to give a accurate or even it's hard to give a price prediction. Like logically speaking, I would expect by 2030, I would expect us to see a $10 Casper. I'd like to believe a $10 Casper is entirely possible in 6 years from now, when the next bull cycle happens and all the developments happen for Casper as well and all the tier 1 exchange listings. But again, that prediction of mine will be a lot more founded and based on a lot more factors when we have the developments come out and be released, right? Because right now this is just speculative based on what's happening with Casper. But once all the developments have come out and we've seen what's happened to the market charts regarding the developments, then we can say, okay, so now we can see where we think the market's going to go, right? And also by that point as well, which is a good thing, Casper, the amount of Casper that would be mined by the point will be insane. I don't think I can even check that far, can I? I can. So yeah, by 2030, it'll be reduced to 1.5 Casper. 1.5 Casper, or just around like 2 Casper. So there'll be in mining Casper, there'll be such a minimal amount of it. So that also could be a big factor to its current price as well. When will Casper Bitcoin hash rate flip? I cannot give you an answer on that, unfortunately. That will take a while, if ever, because Bitcoin has the larger advantage of being, it launched for so much longer. It has years and years on Casper in that regard. Now Casper's building quickly, but it will take a very, very long time. It just really depends. It depends because again, with the growth of Casper, we could very well see a lot of the Bitcoin miners realizing that Casper is just that much more profitable. So therefore, there's no point in mining Bitcoin anymore. We'll go back to mining Casper. Now, I probably think we will see a shift in that regard. Maybe not. I don't think there'll be no one mining Bitcoin anymore because it is still profitable to some regard, but we might see a massive shift to more Casper miners, and then with more Casper miners, we will then see a massive jump in Casper's hash rate, and it might start catching up to Bitcoin. But did I cover this? I think I might have covered it in a previous video where I showcased. Yeah, here. This is currently the hash rate right now. So Casper's sitting at 771 PHS. So that's is like 63 times more than that, 63 times less than Bitcoin. So that is going to take a very, very long time. And Bitcoin's hash rate is still rising, of course. So it will take a very, very long time for Casper to do that. But we'll have to see what happens in the next few years. 10 BPS actually won't make miners more profitable. It just distributes rewards to more miners mining. Yeah, I mean, that's as well. But the 10 BPS comment was not regarding saying make miners more profitable. It's more so just saying that 10 BPS will just make Casper that much more appealing. And that will therefore probably incentivize more miners to get involved. Because it'll just look like a much more complete project, a lot more superior project than to everything. I mean, already it is, let's be real, but it'll look that much better, right? I grabbed a few K Casper more from that dip. Oh, good for you. I think that was definitely the smart bet. Right now, Casper obviously is up almost 7% on the daily. It dropped 22 yesterday, 25 I think actually. Let me get my chart up again. Casper overall dropped about 25% from that dip yesterday. 26 even, and from the original announcement of the FOMC meeting, it's dropped almost 40%. So if you bought Casper even at the top, I don't think buying Casper at the top here was necessarily a bad call, because at the same time, if you believe Casper's going to go up again, which I believe there will, I mean, Casper, this is not the top for Casper by any means. You're still going to be profitable from here, but if you were even more fortunate to catch Casper at these dip levels, you know, at 18, at 17, or even down here at 13, like where me and some of my members in my free Discord server who are talking about this market correction, some of us managed to catch it down here, some even caught it down here. And, you know, we already would have made a decent profit from that as well, and it's going to continue going. I think with the current sentiments what's happening in the market, I think there's a possibility that you might get another opportunity to buy cheap Casper. Casper might just consolidate around this region for a bit. Obviously, Casper can direct down to here a little bit, potentially. But you'll have more opportunity to buy. I mean, anything under 20 cents, anything under $1 is a bargain for Casper, right? So we want a translation to Arabic. Unfortunately, I am not Arabic, my friend. I would love to learn another language. That's a plan of mine in the future. But right now, I want to dedicate my time to learning the crypto markets, learn the money language, so I can make more of it. In the altcoin season, it could go anywhere. Precisely. When the altcoins blow off, Casper being one of the strongest projects in this market, in competition with other altcoins, it can go anywhere. In fact, we did see earlier today that Casper had entered momentarily the top 20, which is a massive milestone. Obviously, right now, if you saw, Casper's now sitting at number 21, but, you know, what's the difference in market cap is, what, 40 million? That's next to nothing. So Casper is now touching on this top 20, and it's going to continue going from there. Going to continue going as time goes on. Bitcoin miners only make 8 cents kilowatt per hour, so it's possible for that many. It may happen sooner than we think. Fees on Bitcoin is super low. Precisely, that's my point. Right now, the difference in hash rate is considerable. It is very, very large. Where's my... Here. The difference in hash rate is very, very large, but also potentially the reason why Marathon Digital Holdings decided to diversify from just Bitcoin to add Casper, because Casper is now more profitable and it is as good as Bitcoin. So they're probably going to see a big shift from people who are in Bitcoin now jumping to Casper. Again, massive Bitcoin maxis with 2.2 million followers and now talking about Casper. They're realizing that is a good project. So I think we're going to see the shift happening gradually and then suddenly. Casper is basically the best attributes of Solana and Bitcoin. It just needs adoption, exactly. And then once it has smart contracts, it will be able to properly compete with Ethereum. And then it will be better. It's already the fastest proof of work out there. So it already can compete with the likes of Solana. It's more secure than Solana. And then once it has the adoption and then it has the other developments with smart contracts, it will compete with Ethereum. And in my opinion, blow it out of the water. The stablecoins out on Ethereum, Casper will scoop all of them up, and as Casper will become the blockchain of choice, is where I see it. In regards to now market sentiment, once again, as I mentioned, we could potentially see more. We've come probably at the business bottom right now. We potentially see some more lows coming in, but this also means that we're at this like edge right now, this tipping point where we're about to see a reversal. So if all these businesses are now at a low point, we're about to see a lot more money injected. And in that regard, we actually have this. Again, I saw this on my Discord server before I saw it on Twitter, but I just have it here as well. It basically just is showing the schedule of the Treasury, the US Treasury, who is replacing older long-term bonds with lower interest rates, with short-term debt and high interest rates. Effectively, the money printing is about to go again. We're about to see more money printed from the Fed, which, I mean, long-term wise, we know what that's done to the economy, so it's not good. But at the same time, what this also means is we will see increased volatility. High interest rates can lead to increased volatility in both the stock and crypto markets. So we'll see more money injected into it. We'll see potential for outflows as well. So, these assets will look more attractive due to higher yields. And that's the traditional assets, bonds and stuff. They'll see higher yields, so they'll see more outflows from that. And people who make money from that will then say, okay, let's push our money, some of it away into crypto. So, or like Fed printing, as much as the long-term implications are bad, short-term wise, we'll see a lot more injected into the market. And just in time for the bull market, it's a good thing, right? In that regard, good thing short-term. I mean, we'll see a massive crash afterwards, but we're used to seeing that by this point. So yeah, that is also very, very good news. What are your evil plans after you get rich from Casper? Ooh, I think first I'll buy back my kids' kidneys. No, man, I think when I get rich off Casper, plan to just, probably go a bit of traveling. I think it'd be good. Try and support. I'll be using my money to help support my family. Done a lot for me, so good to support them where I can. And yeah, we'll just see what happens from there. I'm want to give back as well. Hence also why I created my free Discord server. I mean, a free Discord server so people could just build their knowledge and help them navigate the markets and help them help them navigate the market. So it's a free Discord server. I want to help give back. I want to make a difference. So if you want to know more, then the link to join is in the chat below, and I hope to see you guys there. 100k Casper and I'm ready to fly to the moon. Yep. Good to see you again, Warrior Kitten. And yeah, 100k Casper, you are living life. And if Casper reaches, $3, whatever it may be, $10, like absolutely laughing, you're retiring and you're sipping pina coladas in Bora Bora, I guess, or the Maldives, wherever you choose to be. We also, did you say how much you are holding Casper? I have not disclosed that, no. That is something that I keep currently quite close to my chest. I do hold a considerable amount of Casper, I'll say that much, but I don't disclose how much I hold. I guess a personal thing, but I hold a fair amount of Casper. It's by far my biggest bag. I do hold other projects as well, including Casper. I look at some real world utility tokens like sort of XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, Quant, those sort of tokens. I understand their risks. I understand that they have a very high centralized nature. That because of that reason, I don't have, a massive bag of them. I have a very small bag to hedge my bets, right? So I look at these. I'm also in this bull market. I'm going to be looking very deeply into gaming projects. I mean, right now, a lot of these gaming projects are reaching their all-time lows, which is fantastic for me because I'm like, these projects, gaming crypto has a very bright future in my opinion. So these projects reaches their all-time lows just means, well, great. If they were to return to their all-time highs, which this being the biggest bull market we've ever seen, I think that's possible. Some projects like, again, POR Vulcan Forge being at 2.4, 2.5, we could see it rise back up to 50, meaning you get a like 20 odd X, if not higher than that, 25X. So yeah, there are a lot of gaming projects. Nakamoto, I'll look into a little bit. GFAL, Ultra, Myria. So gaming projects, one that I have a good eye on. I'm not holding any of them right now, but I am just, there are ones that I do have an eye on, and I'll probably end up getting into during the more active part of the bull cycle. And then yeah, just very small bags into the real world utility tokens, but my biggest bag by a considerable margin is Casper. And yeah, just like all of you, I'm hoping to get very, very rich and become a millionaire of Casper. I have 200k in Casper and I'm really trying to get to 350k. I mean, yeah, if you can, 200k, you're already living life. There's no doubt about that. You're already laughing. But if you get 350k, more power to you. That's all I can say. That would be a considerable achievement. Because Casper's for the long term, like Bitcoin, you can take profits without empty wallet. Exactly. That's basically how it works. But Casper is similar to Bitcoin. It's a store of value / a medium of exchange. It is better than Bitcoin in that regard, because Bitcoin can still be a store of value, but it's no longer capable of being a medium of exchange. But Casper is right now, because it is scalable. The Casper's one that I'll just keep a bag in, take profits where I deem to take profit, and maybe circle them into other investments. But keep my profits in Casper, just keep it there, and when I need the money, just take it out. And just like I said, I think it's very unlikely I'll ever see zero Casper in my wallet. I think I'll always be holding some form of Casper. And to prove as well, for anyone who might be speculating why, this crypto market is coming and why we are going to see a massive transformation, I've got this post here from Cyprus, where this report here, the Global Risk Report 2024, 19th edition from the WEF, World Economic Forum, talks about the top 10 jobs that are, growing in popularity right now. Top 10 fastest growing jobs. Digital transformation specialist. Basically, people who know about crypto. That's in the top 10 right now. AI, machine learning being at the top, that's understandable. Of course, AI is growing quickly. That's why some AI tokens in crypto is also good to look into. I need to do my research on that myself, but I know that AI is going to be big, so I'm looking at those as well. But yeah, crypto is, the institutions want people who know about crypto, 100%. And then similarly here, at 100k Cas, next goal 250k. Yeah, damn straight. Good for you, man. I pray all of you manage to build up your wealth as much as you can. 100k, you're already, again, that'll put you, I believe, in Dolphin. I think that's Dolphin. Dolphin. So you're already a Dolphin, and the more you can build, the better. And you're already going to be a millionaire off Casper. I am sure of that. I also don't want to stop buying Casper, but I want to buy more. Exactly. It's one of those, like, you don't want to stop, but sometimes you feel like, yeah, I need to stop because I'm just buying and buying and buying. But you're like, do I stop? Like, I feel like it's not a bad show. You think $1 by end of this year? I think McNabs. I think yes. I think there's an entire possibility we could see a $1 Casper by the end of this year, and that is based on the institutional adoption growing with the market right now, based on the KRC20, which again we're going to see a relaunch happening end of this month, next month now, and that could potentially, if it is successful, because they're spending so much time, they're doing their work diligently to try and make sure they don't have any more issues. If it goes well, we could see the full launch this year. Potentially we could see 10 BPS migration this year, the hard fork this year. And again, due to what the news came out yesterday, we potentially see Binance this year as well. If that happens, I think we see $1 this year. And if not, well, it just means that 2025 is going to be even more bullish, because these things most likely will happen in 2025, and we'll see Casper push to 3, again conservative, and then maybe even 5 or 7 or 10. As I was saying, yes, this here, the global risk ranked by severity over the short and long term. Basically, it's roughly around 1,500 experts who are experts in like the global risks and whatnot, over 1.5k or roughly that, talking about what's happening in the next 2 years. So this bull cycle effectively. Number one being like misinformation and disinformation. This is a very crucial factor, because I'm sure if you've been following the news for a while, we know how sometimes the mainstream media likes to twist things, like how they're happening and whatnot. But especially right now with this shift happening with crypto in the financial markets, the back end, like the whole root of the system, we're going to see a lot of people trying to take advantage of that. Scammers, for example. We've seen a lot of that happening already. I mean, hell, I've had people trying to impersonate me in my Discord already. It's been up for a week. So you've got to be very, very careful about that. That's going to be the biggest worry for the next 2 years, because they understand the possibility of taking advantage of that right now. You've got societal polarization, which, to break that down effectively, so I'm reading the chat. We need KRC20 to get volume up, or else on Casper. Yeah, exactly. KRC20 will be a very, very big factor for very big factor for Casper's future price action as well. So yeah, societal polarization, effectively speaking, it refers to the increasing division of the society into basically the difference between the lower class and the higher class, right? The people with low income, people with high income, and it's based on different factors with values, belief, interests, and the social media again can play a very big part into amplifying the difference between it all. But this is going to be a big issue as well. And with this, this next 2 years, we're going to see a massive shift from the people who, because right now, again, I'm kind of stumbling a bit, but right now, I believe the figures that are going on right now is there's currently about 6-7% of the world population into crypto. We are very, very early. And those of you right now in this stream, or even in the stream before 2025, or potentially just in this market in general, anyone that's in this market right now, you are in a very, very strong position. Because you now have the opportunity, the chance to invest into good real world, good assets that have potential to grow. Casper, other projects, the likes of some gaming projects might be good. I mean, any project you can make your money in. You've got to be careful, do your own research, make sure you do your own investments, not financial advice, of course. But if you can invest in the project right now, you can potentially make a lot of money, and you can you can end up jumping above, or either remaining in or getting to the high income bracket, as opposed to remaining in the small income, which we're going to see the gap between the two expand wider and wider. I remember when I was younger, we had the whole, middle class as well. In the last few years, it's gone without notice, but the middle class has been completely obliterated. They don't exist anymore. It's either low or high income at this point. So that's going to become an even wider gap. And then cyber insecurity, which, again, it's just, be careful of what's happening online. People are going to take advantage of that. So this is showcasing the shift that's happening and what the experts, 1,500 global experts, predict what's going to happen in the next 2 years. This crypto bull market, we're going to see a dynamic shift with the financial systems and crypto growing larger and larger and larger. And some assets will struggle that don't have the utility, the foundation, the development back in it. But some assets, some cryptos will succeed and thrive. Ones that have the developments, the protocols, the backing as well, the adoption. Casper has the KII, Industrial Initiative, which are doing massive things for Casper already, and it will continue to grow more and more as time goes on. We're going to have exchange listings coming in for Casper, because again, Casper almost top 20 with no tier ones. Need I say more? That is a very, very big deal. So yeah, we got potential upside and downside, I think, for the remainder of this month. I think we'll see potential for more upside and downside at the end of this month. We could see some more consolidation around this period potentially. I personally think we'll likely, again, not financial advice, I could be entirely wrong, but I think we won't see another 20 cents Casper until probably September. I think this month we'll be seeing just Casper remaining around this price region once again, as it did do in the previous months. And based on what's happening with rate cuts in the United States and the businesses selling off more of their employees and whatnot, and again developments for Casper, we could potentially see a flip. But I think September is where we're going to see a lot more of the price volatility, the rate cuts, because I mentioned this again in my stream yesterday, and again I put it in my Discord. Let me get it up real quick. JC, great live streams, should do it more often. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, man. I have started doing live streams. I started it 6 days ago. My first stream was Wednesday last week, and I've been doing it every single day since, and my plan is to continue doing it daily till the day I die. Not as gruesome as that, but yeah, I plan to keep doing live streams. I'm enjoying it, interacting with the community, interacting with you guys, and it has been it's been rewarding. I love talking about Casper, I love talking about crypto, and you guys make it all worthwhile. So yeah, thank you guys for being here, and if you enjoy the streams, by all means, feel free to give them a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and also share the videos with friends. And if you want to interact with me more so on a more, I guess, personal level, although streams I guess can be quite personal as well, but if you want to interact more and understand more about what's happening in the market, understand sentiments, and help build your knowledge, because knowledge is power, then I highly encourage you to come and join my free Discord server that I created again last week when I started doing streams. Already closing in at 100 members in the span of a week, which is very, very, I'm shocked at the growth. Honestly, I cannot I can't imagine how quickly this growth's happened. So yeah, you should come and join. You'll I'm hoping that you won't regret it. Everyone that's been in my chat so far thoroughly loved it. We have a very tight community right now, and we're growing more and more. And yeah, we're just building our knowledge. And again, yesterday we were able to call where these bottoms are going to come in. These bottoms coming here, and some of us bought at these low points. So yeah, if you want to learn more, then click the link in the comment section or the description, and I hope to see you guys there. But now I don't know what I was talking about. But yeah, I think we are in a very strong position right now. I think we'll see a lot of consolidation this month, and then September with developments coming out again. As I showed you, this will come out most likely late August, September. That will be a bullish price thing for Casper. KRI, they're doing some enterprise events and adoption and partnerships with Casper as well, with the DII and Casper KRI. They're doing that within the next few weeks as well, I'm pretty sure. So September will be very, very bullish in my opinion for crypto and Casper. But as we can see in this post here, I remember what I was talking about. Autumn Professor Siegel calls for a 1.5 rate cut by the Fed, 0.5 emergency meeting, which, as we can see, there's a high chance we'll have one this week. It may not happen. Who knows what the Fed and America decides, but we may have one this week. And if that happens, he'll call for another one again in September. So effectively, we'll see a lot more volatility in the price, a lot more. We'll see a lot more easing in the market due to the rate cuts. But again, that will normally more often than not result in a reversal in the market. Did I also put this in my... Did I retweet this? I hope I did. Where is it? No, I did not. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. Okay, found it. Right here. So yeah, once the Fed cuts the rates to start time to sell, so once the Fed cuts the rates, it'll be the time to sell, because it normally means the economy is extremely weak. I mean, that's why crypto crashed yesterday. The US economy is extremely weak, and every other economy did cut their rates, and their economy strengthened against the dollar. That's why we saw a massive crash in the markets all around the world yesterday, effectively in the stock market, all the on-risk assets. So if you see rate cuts this week, we'll be easing the market, which means we might see some positive price movement. But again, this normally means the economy is weak, so we'll likely then see a reversal and a bit more downward action, because you go back in history and the market has sold off almost every time the Fed starts slashing rates, every single time. So we have one in this week, potentially an emergency meeting, and then again in September. I think we'll see Casper stay around this region for the next foreseeable month. I think, depending on what announcements come out, we can see this for the next month. And then September, I think we'll start making that push again towards 20 cents. We might see it go above a little bit, and then it'll come back down again due to more rate cuts. And then after that, coming into September, potentially going on to August, I think then we'll have, hopefully by that point, no hurdles, nothing blocking the way anymore. Because by that point as well, Mt. Gox and Genesis would have hopefully have sold off all of their Bitcoin, so there'll be no more selling off from those, from them. And yeah, we'll just see Casper and crypto as a whole just start their push. I mean, even now we can see Bitcoin's making a decent comeback, 56k, pushing back up to 60, and that might be because of this tweet here again. Jim Cramer loves posting about his opinion every time and his opinion seems to always be wrong. Every time he says, "Oh yeah, crypto's going to go down," we've seen bull runs. I think it's a good 80% success rate. Every time Jim Cramer says, "Oh, crypto's going to go down," it goes up. But yeah, we can see there's currently a recovery of sorts in the market. Although this might just be this could potentially just be a flake, like a sort of just to trick investors to get back in. I think I don't think we've seen the full brunt of this bear market just yet, this bear trap just yet. I think we'll see a lot more lows to come in from this point. I think this is just trying to build up more investor interest once again. So just be wary when you're investing, of course, because it's dangerous. It's risky. You've got to be careful, and you've got to make sure you're doing your own research and understand what catalysts caused the market. Because yes, you can look at technical analysis. Like I've said this in my previous live streams as well. I don't religiously follow TA. I do see the value in TA, technical analysis, and I do use TA to an extent to help me predict where these lows might be. But I don't religiously follow TA because TA is not normally indicative of where the market's going to go. What affects the markets are real world indicators. The Fed cutting rates, people slacking, people just selling off their employees. More highs in the market should be good for Casper's price action as well. Money printing will be hopefully good for the economy as well. There are other factors that can cause the market to turn. That also might be why crypto is pumping right now, because the Fed is going to start printing money again, starting tomorrow. So the market is now preparing for that, seeing more money injected into the market. You've got to understand what these real world indicators are doing, and then potentially then use a little bit of TA, if you understand TA, to help predict where you think these corrections are going to go to, or these pumps are going to go to. Again, that's what I talk about, and that's what me and my members in my Discord server talk about. We find the indicators and we just talk about where we think the resistance zones might be. And we're just building our knowledge to get a better understanding of the market. And it's important now to do so, because the next 18 months are going to be very, very important for crypto, for Casper in general. It's going to be very important. So if you need to build knowledge, I think now is the time you need to do it. If you want to just, invest, I would, again, not financial advice, but I think an asset like Casper is one that's going to continue going up from here in the long term. So you can, in that regard, I guess, just put money in if you choose to. Do your research, of course, find out if you want to invest into it, but just put it in and just leave it. But if you want to, optimize, min-max, if you will, then you need to understand these market sentiments and understand when to take your profits and when to go in effectively. Also, new listings will come for Casper. Exactly. Warrior Kitten, exactly. Yeah, new listings will be a massive, massive catalyst for Casper as well. Again, being a fair enough proof of work, no tier ones just yet. Sitting at top 20 almost, with no Kraken, no Robinhood, no Coinbase, no Binance, no OKX. But these exchanges do know of Casper. That is not speculation, that is fact. Binance has futures and now zero fee mining pools, they announced yesterday. Coinbase, their venture arm, Polygon Chain, they funded the DAG Labs research for Casper. So they were the ones that were responsible for Casper's original creation, effectively. OKX, they are part of the Casper KEF, I forget what, KEF, the Casper Eco Foundation. So OKX are part of the team, part of that as well. And then Kraken also have Casper Future. So these top tier exchanges, they know of Casper, but they have to build up their liquidity in order to list Casper. Simple as that. But we will see some listings of tier ones, I'm sure, in this bull market. There's no doubt in my mind. And we'll see Casper's price look a lot more bullish from there as well. And we'll see a lot more incoming from then. And it's not, again, if you see more lows, I'll be here every day. I plan to be streaming every day from 4 p.m. GBT, 12 p.m. midday at EST, and then 9 a.m. PT. And for my man Leroy from Australia, it's 11:30. I wish I could do it earlier for you, my man, but unfortunately I can't. But yeah, Leo also just joined the Discord server as well, and he seems to be very pleased with it. So I welcome him as well, and welcome everyone of you to join. But I plan to do the stream every single day at this time, and we will just discuss the market sentiment, what's happening every single day in the streams, and the recent Casper news, and what we expect to happen, what we hope will happen as well. Mr. Miles, welcome. Binance also offering stables for Cas mining rewards. They're building their own bag. Precisely that. I mentioned that again in my video yesterday. Go check it out if you haven't done so already. I mentioned the fact that with Casper now being in mining pools, zero fee mining pools, and also futures of Binance, they are effectively just building up their own bag, building up their liquidity for Casper, so then they can announce a Casper listing. Because if they were just to buy up Casper, like it probably wouldn't be the worst idea, but there's just better ways they could do it, I guess, more discreetly. Because if they were to mine Casper, we'll see Casper's price, the hash rate will rise, but it won't do anything too drastic to the price in that regard. If Binance decides just to buy up a crap ton of Casper, we see an insane candle and everyone would just go FOMO. And that will cause, it'd be nice to see a Casper pump, but it'll cause a lot of unhealthy price movement. So this is actually a lot better way, in my opinion. And it's, we'll see a lot of movement from here as well, with Binance making that listing. I can't find my thing here. So yeah, we'll see a lot coming in this for this month. We'll see a lot of I think this month's going to be a true battle of wits for people, to say the least. We'll see a lot of people just trying to, not panic, to try and remain logical, not emotional in these times. And I think going into September, the first half of September will probably be a little bit weary, and then come mid to late September, going into October, we'll start seeing the start, hopefully, of the bull cycle. But again, it depends on what news comes out in the days and weeks to follow, and that might affect where the markets will go as well. And I bet Coinbase is getting cash from Marathon Digital Holdings. CB and BlackRock have Coinbase and BlackRock have close ties now, and BlackRock is one of the biggest investors in digital. Yeah, exactly. That's also what I think. The fact that Digital Marathon are now running Casper. Keep in mind, these institutions, these companies like Digital Marathon, they do what's in the best interest of the shareholders, what they want. So, BlackRock and State Street and Vanguard and everyone else, all the other people that are shareholders of Marathon, they are ones evidently that wanted access to Casper in that regard, if you think about it. And there is connections to BlackRock and Coinbase. There's a very, very strong belief that when the market's big enough, BlackRock will just eventually seize, without a better choice of words, seize Coinbase. They'll end up taking over Coinbase. So with that in mind, a lot of connections to Casper now, and the likes of BlackRock and also Coinbase. So we can see, again, a high chance of more top tier exchange listings this month as well. Not this month, sorry, this bull market for Casper. I think we'll definitely see Binance. And think about it as well. If you see Binance, top exchange in the world, list Casper, these exchanges are going to probably start panicking and think, oh God, we need to start buying Casper. We need to get Casper before it explodes, because now we'll have to pay a premium to get hold of Casper. So Binance could be the catalyst for every other exchange to start their Casper, and we could just see a god candle of Casper all at once, or within a very short period of time. So yeah, it's truly never been more bullish right now in Casper than Casper's so bullish right now. Casper reaching lower lows is just makes me all the more happier, because we'll end up seeing so much to come from Casper in the future from now, I'm sure, and we'll just see higher highs. I mean, Casper again launched in the worst bear market in history, and it's just continuously increased in price from then. The only project to do this, it's been incredible. And some of us were lucky into getting really, really early. I got in at $5. I saw it earlier, but I was, hesitant. And then once I saw it, start to make a comeback, when it was around, way too zoomed out. I saw, Casper around 3. I was like, I don't want to get in at 3. I don't know about the project too much yet. It went down, came back. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing research now. Saw it go to 5. I'm like, okay, I'm buying here. And then we've just seen it go up and up and up. And I've, kept DCAing along the way, filling my bag gradually bit by bit. Even just small amounts, but just kept filling my bag, because I believe by that point, after doing my research, what Casper's going to be about. I know their founders are absolute legends in the space. They are industry experts by all means. You have quotes from the inventor of smart contracts, Nick Szabo, his name. He has said, and I quote this, that the founders of the Casper project are experts in Bitcoin security. So that's Aviv Zohar and Jonathan Sopolinsky, or Aviv Zohar. They are experts in Bitcoin security. You have countless. I mean, is this stream right here? This post right here. That's the recording of Nick Szabo saying that. The experts in Bitcoin security. You have numerous papers and speeches regarding industry experts, from Vitalik Buterin, so Ethereum's founder, to Charles Hoskinson, I think his name is. I think it's Cardano's founder. But you have loads of industry experts who have, talked about Casper protocols, the Spectre, the Ghost, and praised their technology. Ethereum runs off a Ghost-based protocol. So when I realized that, I was like, okay, well, Casper must be a no-brainer for me at that point. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Casper will be the top three. Yeah, I think that is a possibility. Again, depending on smart contracts being released and tier 1 exchange listing and whatnot, there is a possibility that we could see Casper reach top 3 right behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. There is a possibility of that, very much so. It would not surprise me. You believe that Solana will replace Ethereum? I mean, I won't say it's not likely, but the problem with Solana, it's not secure. That's the problem that Solana has right now. It's not secure, and that the reason, like, Solana's blockchain, in a sense, is better than Ethereum's, but the reason why it's not overtaking Ethereum's is because of its lack of security in comparison to Ethereum. That's why Ethereum's still bigger than it. So if they could fix that, then we might see that, but otherwise, then we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, also think about it as well. It will change because Solana are going to be getting ETFs as well, but right now Ethereum have ETFs as well. So that means we have also institutions directly injecting into Ethereum as well. Let's be real about it. ETH isn't any more decentralized than Solana. Yeah, I mean, the truth of the matter is, yeah, Ethereum is not any more decentralized than Solana, but it is more secure. That's what gives Ethereum the edge over Solana. It's more secure. Issues with Ethereum, but coins like Brett will keep Ethereum up there. Yeah, again, if they choose a good project, keep them up there. Of course, the excellent bit of security. Jonathan is Satoshi. Oh well, I did not say that. If Jonathan Sopolinsky is Satoshi, then it makes sense why Casper is going to be the next Bitcoin, right? But yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. You're joking, and I agree. If there's anyone in this space that has the potential to be Satoshi Nakamoto, arguably, again, this is speculation, so don't take it for face value. But if there's anyone that's going to have a chance to be, it would be Jonathan Sopolinsky, the guy who is strictly sticking to Bitcoin's like white paper, what his vision was to be a medium of exchange and a store of value, a peer-to-peer electronic currency. That's what Casper is. That's what Bitcoin's meant to be. But it fell short because it's just got too many problems. It's not scalable. You can't use it as a peer-to-peer electronic currency. But Casper is currently able to do all of that. We'll see how it handles it all when we see the growth in adoption on a scale like Bitcoin's. But I think right now Casper has the technology to do so because their protocols, what they're building, again, 1 BPS already makes it the fastest proof of work blockchain out there in existence. When it goes to 10. It's going to be 6,000 times faster than Bitcoin. And if it reaches 100, which is the dreamland, that's 60 times faster than Bitcoin. So Casper has all the makings to be the next Bitcoin in that regard, in that space. So yeah, when I did my research, I got in at $5. I was like, yeah, this for me is a no-brainer. I want more Casper. And right now I'm looking at the market and I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait because I think we could potentially see more corrections. I mean, if we start pushing up, I might get a little bit more because I think I want to get as much under 20 cents. I want to get as much under 20 cents. So if we see more going up, I might get a little bit more, but I think we're going to see a lot more price action around this range, maybe a little bit lower. And if that happens, I will probably fill up another bag of Casper before it never takes off again. David Schwartz of XRP might be Satoshi as well. I mean, there's also been speculation about that. Whether it's been jokes or not, I don't know, but people are saying that David Schwartz from XRP, the Chief Technology Officer, is also Satoshi. I mean, what he's built, yes, XRP is a centralized platform, right? So it has its risks. I completely get that. But again, I hold XRP because of their technology and what they're building. What they have built is impressive enough for the central banks of the world and the governments around the world to form partnerships with them and to effectively admit that they see XRP as a ESDR, as basically the new British currency, what the dollar's meant to be. That's coming from their papers, not coming from me. I've seen these papers. I talk about it. I spoke about it in previous streams as well. That XRP and their protocols has seemingly right now has been highly sought out after by these central banks around the world. They have partnerships with the Central Bank of Brazil, India. England. They're on the task force for the Federal Reserve. Like they have a lot of partnerships with XRP. And that's why the central banks want their technology. And David Schwartz was a key factor in building the XRP ledger and the protocols that XRP run and Ripple run off. So again, I think, but again, like not talk about XRP too much here. David Schwartz, whether he is Satoshi or not, who knows? But I think Jonathan Somolinsky is definitely, without any shadow of a doubt, a genius in the space, and he has proven that proof of work can work. The biggest argument made by these big 1% is that proof of work is not the future, because Bitcoin is not scalable and it costs so much money to run that they like mining it's just not efficient. So they don't want proof of work. But Casper right now is proving that proof of work is in fact possible, provided you actually do hard forks, which Bitcoin didn't do, and you continue to improve and upgrade the technology. Casper can be the proof of work that changes the world. We have quotes from Uphold's. I'll probably won't be able to find the quote because it will take me too long. But we have quotes from Uphold's director, head of research at Uphold, Dr. Martin Heisberg, and he has said that Bitcoin is the Casper testnet, but more importantly, that Casper is not just like next generation. It's a generation after that. Like if everything's running on Web 2, Casper's like Web 4. Casper's so ahead of the game right now, because the technology is just incredible. What they're building, it's so far out there that it just makes it it just makes it the best proof of work project there is, without a shadow of a doubt. And it's continuous to grow, right? It's going to continue growing, and it's going to continue getting more and more impressive. And as it does, we'll see Casper's price gradually increase as well, until eventually being worth, let's say, $100. I'm sure Casper, again, Steve, Guitar Cave, Casper solves the trilemma. That is literally the only argument that needs to be said. Casper solves the trilemma. No other project in this space can solve the trilemma. Bitcoin's not scalable. Ethereum is not decentralized. Solana's not decentralized or secure. XRP is not centralized. But Casper has been able to do everything that these projects can do, and keep a decentralized nature and be scalable. So Casper right now it's got the most. It's got the most anticipation and the most hype around the project, in my opinion. It's still a very small community, but again, with more and more of these big Bitcoin masters getting involved, Casper's going to continue growing more and more from there as well. KDA came close to solving it, but those chumps did pre-sales and pre-mines and had ASIs and miners to get ready at launch. Yeah, I mean, that's it. If you want to truly achieve what Bitcoin has done, you've got to stay true to its original vision as well, which is its decentralized nature. Having pre-mines and pre-sales and ICOs and whatever it may be, you whether you are a good project or not, you ruin that decentralized nature, and you ruin any chance of you becoming truly decentralized, because you've given people a little advantage over you. It's not fair. Casper launched no pre-sales, no pre-allocations to developers, no ICOs. The project just grew purely based on just the community alone, with 403,000, almost 404,000 addresses holding Casper, and it's just sitting very, very comfortably, and it's going to continue growing from then. I think that by the end of this bull run definitely, I think end of this bull run we'll definitely see that reach 1 mil. And if not, well, everyone here that has got in is going to be very, very rich. So yeah, don't be bearish on Casper. Don't listen to the likes of Fred Krueger, Davinci Jeremy following the project. Understand what you hold, do your research, and you will see that Casper will become the next Bitcoin 2.0. But yeah, that's going to have to do it for the stream today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, please leave a like and share with your friends, like I said, and subscribe if you're new. And also, if you like the stream, feel free to come and join and learn more about market sentiments and whatnot, and help build your knowledge by joining the Discord server. Free to join. Again, I'll leave a link in the description. It's right here again on my homepage of my channel if you want to find it that way as well, but it's in the description and also in the comment section right here. And yeah, we're almost at 100 members in the span of just 1 week, doing very well, and I'm looking forward to where it's going to go from here as well. So thank you all for watching, and yeah, catch you guys next time.